Hello, I'm MrTieDye. Welcome to my channel. So I've already done one of these videos with the RIT Color Remover. And that one I just did a simple scrunch, and so just one layer, and I did one t-shirt, and the color came out really nicely. So this time I'm going to do a little bit more complex. I'm going to do a RonStar on one t-shirt, and then I'll probably tie up kind of similar to the X design that I did. You can both look up both of these videos because I'm just going to kind of go through these quickly. But I'm going to tie up two t-shirts with multiple layers in the folds, and then put them out there in the water. I got my water heating up already, and we're going to give this another test and see how it works. So what I'm working with are black cotton tees. I use Gildan Ultra cotton tees, 100% cotton. On the other one, the black polyester thread did not bleach out, just the cotton did. So I recommend 100% cotton t-shirt to start with. And these have been pre-washed and spun out, so they're just barely damp. They are not soaked in soda ash. They were just washed with water, a little bit of Synthropol, and spun out. And like I say, I like them to fold damp just because it's easier for folding things up. So I'm just going to go ahead and go into fast forward mode and get this folded up as a RonStar. So, and I'm just folding this on just the front of the t-shirt. I tucked one sleeve into the other to separate the front from the back here, and the two sleeves are tucked in. So I'm just folding the RonStar on just the front, and the back I'm going to kind of wad it up however. And I'm tying mine tightly with sinew. And that's how I tied the scrunch up. I tied it very tightly, and everywhere that I tied with the sinew very tight is where the color did not bleach out. So we're just going to experiment with this and see what happens. So I got the RonStar tied onto the front of the t-shirt here, and this is the back and the sleeves. So I'm just going to kind of flatten this out as much as I can, and then I'm going to tie it up also. Okay, so there's one of them. That's the RonStar on the front, and then just kind of a random scrunch tied up a few points here. So I'm going to tie up the other one, and then we're going to get these both soaked in our water. Okay, here's the next tee. This one here also is pre-washed, spun out, and then just left barely damp for me to fold it up. So once again, I tucked one sleeve into the other to center the tee. So I have the front and the back separate here. But I'm going to fold this one up similar to the way I did the X design. And I do have a video on that if you want to look it up. That one I did on a white t-shirt and dyed it. So this one here, like I say, it's folded in half side to side, and then I'm going to fold the bottom up. And then from the center of the tee, so this here is the middle of the front and the back of the tee right here. I'm going to fold from that line, and I'm going to fold right up to the other corner here, but it's also the shoulder of this sleeve right here. I mean the shoulder seam here. So the sleeve and then shoulder seam. So that's where I'm actually folding to. I'm folding right on this diagonal line here. And then the difference on the X, I folded on either side of this point here. With this sinew here, I'm going to tie it right on this point and right on this shoulder seam here. And I'm just leaving a space here about, I don't know, 3 or 4 fingers width here. So just a few inches in between these tie lines. Alright, so now I have two t-shirts tied up nice and tight. I do have, like I say, these banded tight, but then I do have the looser areas in between. I didn't want to try to put too many ties on here and bind it up too tightly. I still want the stuff to be able to get in there, and hopefully all of these thicker areas are going to discharge completely, even with all the layers in there. So we're going to see. I'm going to put them out there. just like I did in the last one. So if you want to see that process, really what I do is I have the water heating on a outdoor cook stove type thing, and I have mine set at 275. This stuff is kind of stinky. It smells like a perm solution. So if you're going to do it inside, I recommend that you have windows open, have your fan turned on to blow this out. But if you can do it outside, do it outside. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take this out there. I'm not going to try and bring the camera, but I will show you the results. I'm going to check in on them after 20 minutes. If that looks good, then I'm going to rinse them and open them, and I will show that whole process here. But if they need longer, I'm going to leave them longer. And there's also the possibility that I might add a second box. But for right now, I'm going to start with one box, and I'll update you as to how that goes. Thank you. Okay, I ended up leaving it in there for about 30 minutes there. And I can see that it hasn't penetrated all the way down into the deeper layers here. I can still see black down there, and this is kind of hot, so I'm not touching it much. But I can see that color has come out on the top layers, but not all the way down in. Let's see if I can see down into the other one. Yeah, same thing on this one. Ow! So I'm going to go ahead and put this back out there for longer and see if we can get more color to come out. I would like to get color all the way down in there to come all the way out. So we'll check back. Okay, so after I added the second box and went ahead and batched these for longer, I could see that, you know, I had to wear some gloves, and I peeked down inside and I could see that looks like I got all of the layers down in there. I can't see the big spots of black, so I'm assuming that I only have black underneath my sinew here. So we're going to go ahead and open this up for right now. At this point here though, I've rinsed this really good. I could soak this in soda ash and add dye back into it, but I first want to just see what it looks like. So eventually I will get to doing one of these where I do the whole thing. I remove the color, add the color, and then wash it. But for right now, I'm still kind of experimenting with this. So I want to see before I just jump right in and start dyeing it. Anyway. Okay, looks like we got some good color removal, so let's open this all the way up. Alright, so there's the back of the tee and there's the front. So it looks like we got some nice color removal, fairly even. So yeah, I think doing the longer time and the second box of stuff for the deeper penetration worked well. Now I don't know if that's required, but that's how I achieved this. Was I did one batch and then I went ahead and added another box, or one box, and I added a second box in. And I am doing 2 t-shirts, so let's open the other one up. So yeah, that's looking pretty good there. So let's open this all the way up. Alrighty, so there's the X design with the color removed. So I'll probably end up soaking these in soda ash and adding some color back into them. But maybe on the next one, what I'm going to do is remove the color and then add the color back in before I open it up. So I think I have good enough results that I can go forward with that. Thank you for watching.